me see if this is working. Is this working? Okay, it is working. We're gonna let this smelt. I have a new series idea for on here where I'm gonna do 36 hours of specific things. 36 because why not? Uh, Currently, the one that I'm probably gonna start is gonna be building a desert city, which there's a desert down here where spawn is. I haven't explored down there since the last major update of the game, so you can't see it, but there's a desert somewhere in this area that I'm gonna go down to. Uh, it'll kind of be in after work, so about now, or on the weekends if like Dark has time, or if anybody else that is on here wants to play. But yeah. Oh, come on. It's gonna do this. Okay, so I can't look up, so we're gonna ignore this. I don't know why when I look up at the ghast, specifically at the ghast, it freezes. But I've got a chest boat of materials below me. And I guess I'll just start flying out here. Yeah, see? I'm still moving. But it doesn't... It's so weird. I don't get it. I have enough potatoes for now. I probably should have brought a bed. Oh well. We'll find it when I get out there. This is gonna take like 3 to 5 business days. This is why normally when I do happy gas stuff, I get Dark to drive, because Dark is far less impatient than I am. But yeah, so that's going to be kind of what I'm going to start doing, just so that I'm maybe a little bit more active on here. But hopefully it'll get me more active. Just being able to actually stream and have something to do and not be in the same spot for forever. Yeah, depending on how I do it, it'll probably still take a few weeks to reach that amount of time, but like I'm only gonna count once I get out here, and I'm gonna explore till I find where I want to actually do the project, and then I'm probably gonna stream at that point, and then tomorrow I'll start the actual building, because or the actual project part, because I'm gonna include collecting all the resources from out wherever I am. If it's a specific style build that needs specific resources, I'm gonna count that into the time, so it'll be streamed. But the way I'll time it to make sure I reach at least that 36 hours, it may be longer on some, it may be shorter, or I won't let it be shorter, I should say. But if it'll basically go off of how long I've streamed. So if I have a 5 hour stream over the weekend, that'll be 5 hours worth of time off the project, and I'll keep track of it separately on my phone. But then, yeah, that way we can, or I can keep track of it, and gives me something to do and look forward to. But yeah, hopefully this goes well. Hopefully, you know, hopefully I get more comfortable talking to myself, and I guess talking to chat if anybody's ever up at this time, which I should probably pull this up on my phone, but I don't really feel like it. But yeah, once hopefully I get more comfortable streaming and I'm able to just keep talking, because I know I end up getting kind of quiet, and there's several times where I've just ended stream out of nowhere because I stopped talking and I was like, well, nobody's going to want to watch this because neither me or Dark was talking. So I just ended it. But it's just getting more comfortable with it, and hopefully, hopefully I eventually get more comfortable. But yeah. Why do these things have to be so slow? Where's Dark when you need him to drive? Like, what the heck, man? Yeah. It also really doesn't help that I get distracted really easily. I should probably check and make sure that my boat's still down there. Yes, it is. So this way I need to go. Yes. Why are you moving, mouse? There we go. Yeah, hopefully you guys actually, watch this and enjoy it. And I'm still gonna do it either way because otherwise I know I'm never gonna end up streaming because the only time I really do it is if I'm on with Dark, and I haven't really been on when he's not available recently, so kind of have to start my own thing if I want to actually do this. So Dark will still be in the streams sometimes, just not as often because he's not up at this time of night. So but yeah, I have the one I'm gonna start with is gonna be the Desert City. That one, I have a lot of cool ideas in my head. I have to decide how I really want to do it. Because, oh, one thing I was going to bring was going to be my super smelter, but yeah, I might ask Dark if he can drop that off during the day, if he has time to play Minecraft. Otherwise, I'll have to make a journey back to base and do that. But the number one thing's going to be the Desert City. And then after that, I'm going to do a village. Make a village into kind of like well, make it into a raid proof village so that I can run raids if I want to and get totems and everything, and everything will just die on its own, so I can just grab a bad omen bottle and sit in the top and just either just sit there or shoot down at the pillagers for fun, because I can do raids without that, but it would also be a lot more fun to do it with my copper armor here, you know? Because This copper armor is going to go away once we get the village, though, because this is cheated with mending, and that was one of me and Dark's rules, is if we had any cheated stuff that had mending on it, we were going to delete it once we get an actual mending villager and get it legit so that it's fair. But that's part of why this has cheats, is that we can just kind of mess around instead of having to grind as hard right away. Because neither of us really wanted to do it, but I struggle to do it on my own, and Dark has his own project, so I can't just get him to help, so. Yeah. I don't remember exactly where the desert is. The easiest way to figure it out would be to just jump off the ghast, but then I have to find the ghast. Believe the desert should be more off this way now, because me and Dark were running for a long while through desert. I don't know if he was recording or if I was streaming when we started this world, but there was probably a good hour of us just running through the desert before we were like, okay, we're gonna just cut across the ocean and try and find something. Because there was a lot of desert. But yeah, I know White Fang explored out here. Okay, that's just, I couldn't tell if that was a cave or if that was. One thing with the desert city is I'm going to try and make it close to a body of water like that, because uh, in real life, everything in the desert is usually close to a body of water, unless it's Las Vegas, in which case they just pay millions of dollars to pump water across the desert so that they can have Las Vegas where they want it. But that's besides the point. But yeah, we're going to try and put the city next to some water like that. Is this desert smaller than I remember it being? I'm going to be mad if it's a lot smaller than I remember. Hey, there's a desert well. One of the rarest structures and most important. You can't do anything without finding a desert well in Minecraft. Oh boy, I'm gonna be flying into the sun. Hey, there's a village. I know me and Dark raided that one, but that'll probably be where I do the raid village. Because that one's on the water. Okay. I'm gonna keep flying sideways towards the sun. Okay, we're getting into the main body of the desert now. Yeah, one thing we could do eventually is get a camel. But the city's gonna be a lot of work the way that I'm planning it, so it should look really, really cool at the end, but that's if I can actually get what I have in my head down to the ground, which I struggle with that a lot because my brain likes things to be done perfectly right away. And it's really hard to do stuff perfectly right away. So I get frustrated and I give up. But this will hold me to not giving up on it. I might slack a little just because I don't want to do it anymore, but I'm going to make myself finish it one way or another. I want to try and find as flat of an area as possible, which I think this is probably going to be one of the flattest areas available. Hopefully it'll work out. I mean, I'm going to keep exploring the ways, but I don't, yeah, I don't have a fence. Yeah, yeah, I think we'll do the city over here. Because I see a river, and I see a bunch of flat. I really don't like the way that they made the world so vertical now. Like, I miss the old everything being at sea level. And then you had the hills and the mountains. Yeah, they weren't as tall, but I like the height of the new mountains, but I wish all of the mainland was down at sea level like it should be. Like back where my base is, that's a plains biome. Why is the plains biome 30 blocks above sea level? It shouldn't be that high. Like my basement that's way below my house is still higher than Dark's current project. And his current project is high above his base. It's like, why did they do that? Why did they choose to make it that high? I would have preferred if they kept stuff like this and made the mountains really high. I think right here is where we'll do this. Because this, yeah, this will be all really flat. There's the river here. I can kind of, I can hug around this area and do that. So yeah, I think I'll plop my happy ghast over here. We're gonna we're gonna have to do this silly because I need this so that I can do that. We'll park this guy on the river. Yeah, there we go. Disconnect that guy. I brought a lot of stuff with, just in case. Brought diamonds for tools if I need to. Got some iron. Got calcite. I don't think I'm going to use any of the calcite here, but... or the stone. I had a different project in mind when I set that up, but... the stone will still be useful, because I can use it for laying out what I want to do, which... I kind of think I might start laying stuff out tonight, but... I mean... I don't have a bed. I probably should have stopped at that village, but... we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. We'll set up a crafting table. We're gonna need to set up a couple chests, because I'm gonna need a bunch of sand. That's the wrong way. I forget it's not like how bedrock is, and I'm gonna have to do this, because we're gonna do that, then 4, do that, because then I can do this. So now I can split this, and then stuff will cook as I throw sand in there, because that's what that's gonna be for. But I see a camel. I'm gonna go grab that camel and ride it to the village, because I need to grab the camel before I consider doing that, though, because it's about to go dark, and as long as I'm sitting on the camel, zombies can't hit me, so I have a minute. So we're gonna throw a marker right there. Do Do I really need a saddle? I don't have a saddle. Frick. I don't know what you're talking about. I had a saddle the whole time. No, I'll tell Dark to burn one of the saddles over there. Because I know I have a couple. Or at least last I remember I had a couple. So. Thank God. I can outrun the baby zombie. Frick. 5. Well, that was rather rude of the skeleton. Shooting my homeboy? What the hell? Come on, hurry up. Does this village have beds in it yet? Yes. Hey child, I'm stealing your bed. Okay. Heck. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this how this sort of series idea works, because I mean, right now I already am a lot more excited to do this than I have been about playing Minecraft in a while. Like, even the project I'm more excited to do this way than how I would have originally done it, of just building it on my own, because Dark's busy and I didn't want to stream, but now that I have a reason to kind of stream it, I'm more excited to do it. So, I guess hopefully this goes well. I know I'm gonna be really low energy after work, but it'll be a learning experience. Something to get used to. But yeah. Okay. So that guy will stay, that guy will stay. Okay. I'm gonna end this all for tonight because I only have so much time every day, and I started this late, so we'll 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 start this whole project tomorrow.